Hi, everybody. Robert Ogilvy, project manager and professional coach. So today's team, sorry, technology Thursday question or topic is around what system tools you use to help organize your tasks. And in some sense, this is kind of a loaded question because it's you could frame it as a team or a management question. What does your team use to organize itself, or project management kind of tools. But it also taps into personally. Do you use something to help organize your task, organize your notes, organize your personal tasks, your personal things, right? So there's a lot of tools out there for this. Some are more complicated than others. Some are paid, some are free. So I think there's a couple tools I'd like to share with you guys that I have found useful. If you guys have your own opinions, I'd love to get your feedback on them and see what works for you. But the that I have found useful are: one, a good notebook is probably the best thing. It's irreplaceable. Never goes down when the internet is off. You can always have it there by your side. It doesn't require, it doesn't follow, it doesn't, run out of battery juice. A notebook is great. You can also, make your own little doodles or images or whatever little thing helps really make that work for you. I guess images might refer to like a mind mapping or any little symbolic way you want to encode something. But nothing is as useful as a good notebook. What I actually found is that there's a style that I like, and so find whatever your style is, and part of it's kind of a size question. And then now I have a few of them for different needs. So one is for all my personal and business stuff. I have another one for new things I'm learning. I have another one just for coaching, and I have another one for work tasks. So if I'm in the midst of dealing with a large project, or I'm working with a client, that would be the one I use. Notebooks, still super valuable. I recommend getting a good notebook that you can rely on. I'm not sure if I would. So this is kind of a task process question, a personal task management question. I'm not sure if I would recommend making a task list every day or not. For me, I found that a bit tedious, because what I found is that I would write down tasks, and some I need to do that day, some I need to do, later on in the week. Some could be further out. And so for me, I found out that I would make this list of, 20 to 30 items, but I would only be actually doing, 3, 4, 5 of those items, and the other 20 I'd be repeating, right? And so what I found was more useful is that I would periodically go through and make a list just to remind myself. But this kind of brings me to the other point, is that I was looking for a good mobile task management tool. And the one for a few months now I've been using, because I really liked how it functioned, was Simplenote. And I'll tell you why I liked it. So first of all, it's free. So, big points there. Second of all, I liked that it wasn't one of the normal a big, Google or Microsoft type things. I tried Google Tasks in the past, and it really wasn't comprehensive enough for me. And particularly, I didn't like the mobile UX of it. And so, if I was always doing it at my browser, maybe. But anyway, so Google Tasks just wasn't doing it for me. And what I liked about Simplenote is that it has not just a very good and simple mobile app, but also a downloadable desktop application. And those two things together are what had me decide to say, yes, I want to use this, right? And then you can get into more complicated stuff where you're tagging things. That was another thing which I found useful in terms of categorizing it. This kind of relates to what they use at Holacracy and David Allen's Get Things Done, which is basically steps about how you first get exposed to new work content, how you kind of organize and categorize it before you actually execute on that work, right? So it was important for me to not just be able to think of it as not just raw ideas down, but then categorize those. So the tags for me become very important to say, okay, is this a coaching thing? Is this a professional certification thing? Is this a business development thing? Is this, something related to project management, etc., right? And then I can have these different bucket categories and, tag notes, tag tasks with the right stuff, so that I can know where to find it. So these are the things that I have found useful. I don't want to have this get into a kind of a project task management question. That was kind of my main concern, thinking about personal task management apps. So I'd like to hear from you guys and get a sense of what you're doing, how you're approaching personal organization, personal task management. Is there other apps that you've tried? I know one of my bugaboos, and you probably all had this, right? You see what looks like a great app, and then it wants all these data access and permissions, and personal account information, and you get kind of wigged out and say, maybe I don't want to use that app. So, are there certain apps you have had good success with, and say, yeah, this worked for me for these reasons? And how do you basically how do you bring some organization and some clarity and pragmatism into your personal life management, right? Your personal task management. I'd love to hear from you guys. All right, talk to you soon.